Let's Talk. I'm your host, Stephanie Anthony. Grab your favorite beverage and join us for an intimate time. I love hot coffee in the mornings. It's one of my favorite things. And while I'm walking this new walk, I am so glad that I'm still able to drink coffee. Hmm. There are a lot of things that I have given up because I want to live long and prosper. And I don't want to be, you know, handicapped, and because of something I could have done to prevent the onset of a disability or disease. So my grandfather used to say he was diabetic, and many of his friends had either died or had to have amputations. And he would say that they dug their graves with their teeth. That was so profound to me. I was young when he first made that remark, and I've never forgotten that he felt like you ate to live, you didn't live to eat. And so I've had a little. Now you listen. I never thought the day would come, but I just was eating a little gluten-free bread. And gluten-free bread is made with flour that's not wheat flour or corn flour. They have gluten. Actually, even is mine is not rice flour, but I found this. Listen, I gluten-free bread is so high that it can be like $8.99 a loaf, not a regular loaf, a little mini loaf is what I would call it. And this mini loaf, can be, it's you can eat up a loaf yourself in 2 days if you like bread, which I do. So I went to this store. Listen, I passed by one store, and I do mean pass by a very popular store. It had a line around the corner, and I don't care how good you are. In this day and time, I'm not standing in no line to go and spend my money inside your establishment. No, 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 no. So I didn't go to the big, well known, what do you call it, food store that's got a lot of health food in it. I went to the newest one. And believe it or not, I went in, my idea was just to buy a loaf of bread. And when I went in, they had some bread, gluten-free bread that I was not familiar with. And for those of you who eat the gluten-free bread, you'll notice that many times they have it in the refrigerator because it keeps best in the refrigerator, and they don't know when you're going to come get it. So they keep it in a refrigerated case. So when I got to the refrigerated case and I saw this gluten-free bread on sale, I was like thrilled. It was like $2.99. That means $3 for, the loaf. So I was like, oh my goodness, I hope it tastes good. And so instead of just getting one loaf, I got a regular loaf, and I got the, what do you call it? The raisin bran. Now, it's been a long time since I had raisin bran bread, but that's what I was just consuming a bit of, and my countdown started. So forgive me, but it's good. I that Raisin Bran gluten bread, it's got a little, it's got the raisins in it. So it's a little touch of sweetness right when you want it. I don't have a lot of raisins now. It's not going to be no raisin feast, but just enough to go good with that coffee. So I'm feeling really, really happy this morning that I've gotten my favorite brand of coffee is the state coffee in a mug that uh, Pastor Catherine got me. It's an expensive cup. Yes, that brand. I wouldn't have never bought it for myself. And I've left the top, but it keeps your beverage hot so long. And let me tell you, one time I had a beverage, a cold beverage with ice in it. I forgot it in the car. And you know how hot it has been. It was blistering hot. And I forgot it in the car. Next night, I go out, it still had ice in it. I was like, oh my goodness, maybe those cups are worth it. Who knows? But since it was a gift, I'm totally enjoying it. And I like to have the steam of my coffee come up so I can smell it. Now, there's another brand that I love it for the smell of it. And that's the brand that they use at WTQT, the radio station. It smells wonderful and it has that aroma going all through the station. Even people that don't drink coffee want to go in the little kitchenette so they can see what's going on in there. You're tuned to Let's Talk. Please, I want you to share and like. And if you'd like to get in on the conversation and comment, feel free to either comment by typing in, or you can comment by giving us a call. The number at that number on the screen, 225-747-6910. I'm Stephanie Anthony, your host, and we will be joined by our co-host, Catherine Threats. Now, there, as some people know, there are going to be places throughout our city and hopefully yours. When I say our city, we come broadcasting from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And in order to make sure that their people are not wanting for items, food items around the around the city, periodically they have a drop-by food center here in Baton Rouge. Today, the food center is going to be Cortana Mall, I believe. But Google it and see if if there are things that they're supposed to have food items as well as some sanitation items. And they are preparing for 1,000 families. So be sure that you pass the word about that. Even if you don't need something, somebody else may. And especially if you have a senior citizen neighbor, church member, club member, go on and pick that up for them, because sometimes the boxes are heavy. Many times they have pantry items, which are canned goods, and they simply cannot handle that the bulky items, and they could use some help. And you can be a good Samaritan even if you don't personally need stuff. And I really have to commend Pastor Catherine. That's not where she is this morning. I think she found one on yesterday, but she's always looking out to go and get items for people because she has a car, and she, really doesn't want to ever see anybody go hungry or be in need and not be able to get it. This is Let's Talk. As always, is brought to you by Louisiana Democracy Project. Louisiana Democracy Project is a nonprofit social justice organization dedicated to the people and the best interests of the community at large. We gather together to try to educate, inform folks on issues of the day. And we got established back in the organization back in 1998. Three organizers got together on social justice issues and decided to um, begin a nonprofit organization. And I became the founding director of Louisiana Democracy Project. And we still um, address all kinds of issues. They might be social justice, community issues, voting rights issues, all types. And we're always looking to help others in their pursuit of equality and justice. And speaking of that, most recently in my internet feeds, I was shocked. Not, really did hadn't paid any attention and felt a little ashamed because a group for deaf and hearing impaired people have filed a lawsuit against the president for not having interpreters, the visually impaired sign language interpreters for his coronavirus briefings. Now, I had not thought about it. Of course, here in Louisiana, we our governor has at least weekly briefings. Sometimes it's more than one a week. And now that we are paused on phase two, and our numbers have climbed so that we here in Louisiana are now number one per capita for the coronavirus. But he always has an interpreter for the hearing impaired. And in fact, over the years, they no matter what's going on, if he or the mayor are addressing the public, they have an interpreter. Now, it may not be that way for, you know, just a general speech that they're making out in public. But when they are have calls the public in for a briefing, they always have an interpreter. So I didn't even notice that the president of the United States did not have an interpreter. So, it has been all kind of jokes about that since then, that that our current president might be kind of hard to interpret. But anyway, everybody that I mentioned it to have some kind of joke or the other. But anyway, I want to stand in solidarity and Louisiana Democracy Project as well. And we'll be putting out a letter standing in solidarity with the deaf community, that you definitely should have and do have the right to know what's going on as soon as everybody else. And whatever he's announcing to the general public, you certainly have the right to be able to know right then what he is saying. and not have to wait until the print newspaper comes out. Not that I have anything against print newspapers. In fact, I am a media graduate, and my emphasis, my major is in print journalism. So I truly believe in the power of the press. Um, Yet at the same time, I want folks to realize that I believe that if I know, you have the right to know. It shouldn't be that I know and I'm whispering it so you don't have no, you don't know, or in some way not making information readily available. And I'm going to tell you, if there's anybody out there that would like to do signs for me, I certainly would be, and volunteer now. I certainly would be very, very pleased and happy to have the first Let's Talk uh, video group, the live edition, to have sign language. My sign language is so rusty that I would not even begin to try. I don't think. I think I don't even remember how. I probably did that backwards. I think I remember girl, boy, or that's about it. Anyway, if you are, if you have some skills there, please let me know. You can give me a thumbs up. You can type in some info, or of course, you can call 225-747-6910. And I'm saying all that. Oh my goodness. Uh, I'm gonna have to. If you call, just leave a message because I do not see the phone down here. See, I'm real. This is live. If I mess up, you know about it immediately. I'm not gonna have any cover-ups. You're tuned to Let's Talk, and we're talking about things that are important, I believe, for us to touch upon. And one of the things I'd like to talk about is mask in the COVID-19 situation. There have been still a lot of Karen zones about mask, and um, is it oh, it's a lot. Folks fussing, screaming, hollering. One employee got punched in the face by an irate individual that said they had the right not to wear a mask. And as I already alluded to, the state of Louisiana has now gone to number one. I'm going to tell you something about masks. First of all, I hear what people are saying. Oh, they're uncomfortable, or this, that, or the other. But I tell you what, when they get ready to tell me, when the anesthesiologist gets ready to come, and I've never seen an anesthesiologist whole face in the operating room. When they come, they say they about to put you to sleep. They have that mask on. Everybody in the room, they come in, good morning, da 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 da. They have that mask on. And I don't care how long the surgery takes, they don't take it off. You don't see them pulling it this way and that way. And no, they do not. They wear the mask not only for their protection, but yours, and you expect them to. If they came bouncing in there without no mask, you would be highly outdone, because what you associated with sanitation, with it being a sanitary environment, as well you should. Now, we're in the middle of a pandemic. And when you say pandemic, that means that it's global, it's around the world. And there's not much we can do. There are some things that we can do. We can stay out of each other's faces. We can wash our hands, our utensils. We can cover our mouths if we cough or sneeze. But this is a very aggressive virus. Not only is it just aggressive, it can kill. And no matter what they say, it don't care how old you are. Now might can take out the older people faster, but it's aiming to take out anybody it get into. Now, some people, they're like, oh yeah, well, some people don't have no symptoms. They all right. They have they have the virus and they don't have no symptoms. Well, that might be them. But if you talk to somebody that had the virus and they know it, they'll be months later saying that they still haven't got their strength back. They still are not themselves. They had a light case, but they still can't breathe like they should. It is aggressive, and its goal is to take you out. Now, I was in one store, and I'm just, if I go out once a week, I go out a lot. I mean, when I say go out, I mean get in a car and go somewhere. I don't mean going to the mailbox or going to the garbage can. That I do quite often. But I look out first to see if my neighbors out there because they don't believe in no mask. So I want to make sure if I have mine on, if anybody's out. And number two, that I just go where I'm going and come on back in because this is not the time for them to be all neighborly. Hey, how you doing? No, 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 no. I'm not for that. Anyway, I was in the store and I was so shocked that this I was talking to I was at actually I was looking for gluten-free flour because I'm gonna try to make my own bread. And this was another store, not in the store that had the good bread on sale. But he couldn't hear me. Now this is about the third person I've seen do this. He couldn't hear what I was saying. I'm gonna look around and see because I usually have a mask kind of handy. He couldn't hear what I was saying. So I gotta demonstrate this. I was saying, can you tell me where the gluten-free flour is? And this is him. He's like, huh? I said, can you tell me where the gluten-free flour is? He was like, huh? Now, this what he got to do to hear me. I'm like, and so I told him about it. I said, you don't have to take your mask off to hear me. And he was like, oh, just a habit. I'm sorry, ma'am. And he put it back up. Oh, now this is store clerk now. I want to share something with you. Because like I say, that's about the third person that I've been talking to and they take their mask off or pull it down or something to hear me. So I ran across this and I thought it was so cute and apropos. This is how you should wear your mask. Now people do all kind of stuff. And I have seen every last one of these. But the first one is yes. And listen, I have a young lady, Sister Rachel. Sister Rachel posted her idea of, you know, this same concept, but just she did it in a video form of, you know, wearing a mask. And I just said to myself, my goodness, this is what we really need. Is this what need to be on the door? In Baton Rouge, the mayor has put a face mask requirement. And so every store that you go in, just about, has some kind of, thing where it shows that a mask is required. So I just say they need one of these signs like this. We need Fido to show us how to wear a mask. Amen. This is
That is cute. That is so cute.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
We need to get this mask thing right.
Yes, we do. It's funny. I heard you say going out. You've noticed. Yes, the store clerk. I had that happen. I was looking for some of your gluten-free items, and I'm so silly. And the guy, he was like right here. I'm like,
what?
he was like, what? And I was pointing. I was like, are you out of this item or is it in the back? And he was like, what? I was like,
oh, were you saying he got right up on?
Yeah, he kept getting closer and closer. And I was like, move, sir. But anyway, so yeah, the mask thing. And then he pulled his mask down and said, what? I said, I can understand you. You can't understand me. And he fell out laughing. And he was like, I don't know why I did that. I was like, yeah. And there was a lady further down. She fell out laughing. She was like, I'm gonna go this way because y'all seem like y'all. I was like, I want to go that way.
I just want to say this about, our situation that's not funny, but I know that some people have an odd attitude, or what I would consider an odd attitude when it comes to this virus. Mm-hmm. Some of my Facebook friends, or one of them, posted this statement. They say, are you tired of phase 2? Yeah. Are you tired of phase 2? And, people got all kind of stuff, that they replying, I'm sick, I'll be glad when I do it. So I text this, and I'm one for a joke. I love lightheartedness, but that got on my nerves. Mm-hmm. I posted, I'm sick and tired of people dying.
Yeah.
We forget really that there's something that we can do that's simple. A couple of things.
Yeah.
One is stay home. How you said, Pastor Cat?
I was saying, so wait, I don't know. I mean, you don't have to go out. I mean, pick your day. If you're going to go out at the end of the week, make that be your only right. I'm a big person about writing lists, making a plan. It's going to be very rare that you find me out all willy-nilly. I need gas. I was talking to one of my friends this morning, and I was like, I thought about going out this morning, but I was like, I need gas. And I really don't want to waste money on gas. when I'm really not going anywhere. And I know that sounds silly, but I would rather my car sit in the garage on E than sit in the garage full. And I'm really not going anywhere. So she was like, well, you could just take your husband's car. And I was like, yeah, no, I don't have to. I don't. I've made my runs for the week. I really don't have to go anywhere. And when I say runs, it's to get a prescription or it's to get my groceries for the week. And most of my groceries are delivered. The only time I have to go out is like if I'm getting a meat special,
Well,
which is
listen,
like once a month.
I done already told them that you got a car and you will go get food for other people, and that they should do the same. Don't just say, oh, I don't need nothing. My freezer full. My cabinet's full. I got more than enough toilet paper.
Yeah.
And you got a senior citizen down the street that, she don't have no car. She can't handle a box of canned goods, or she need water. And let me tell you, look, Catherine says I tell all my business, but she'll tell me, yes, I'm ordering. She knows how to order stuff. She'll be like, yeah, I'm ordering my groceries for the week. And I'll be like, can you get me some water?
Yeah, I love the to order my water because of course it's heavy. So I'm like, I can't pick up that. I order I order everything. Everything. I was talking to
you get toilet paper, y'all.
Everything. I'm mad that the meat market is not on that app yet. But the second they get on there, it's gonna be on and popping. But I called Dr. McCrae this week. Shout out to Dr. McCrae. I love you so much. And because she sent me some items that she's working on, and I was like, oh, I want you to make a blanket for my god baby for his room. And she was like, well, tell me what colors. I said, you know what, what size yarn do you need, because I'll just order it. And she's like, order it. I was like, yeah, I have it shipped to your house. So I ordered the yarn and had it.
She's gonna knit or crochet.
She's gonna crochet. Yeah, she crochets blankets and all kind of goodies. She's made me so many things over the years. So, so I got an alert said it was delivered yesterday evening. So I'm gonna be calling her at some point today to make sure she actually got it.
Oh yeah,
but yeah, anything
sitting outside.
Oh no, yeah, and she said she doesn't go anywhere either. So anything you need is right at your fingertips. You don't have to go out.
Now listen, y'all.
They're not delivering gas though either.
You're tuned to Let's Talk, and I want to remind everyone that not only are we here on Facebook Live, but we're also on 24/7 praiseradio.com. And we love being part of that family. And I tell you, I think that you should go and get the app. And they've got some of everything, the best in gospel music, some of your favorite preachers.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Also, some of these preachers that are trying to reach their congregation should reach out to Reverend Payne to try to see about getting a spot.
I agree.
And I like it.
Let me tell you, it's let me say it again, very, very economical.
Okay.
It is, not knocking any other radio station.
Yeah. Okay.
But I don't think you can beat their price.
Okay.
And they've got oodles and oodles of listeners.
We're going to have to reach out to Reverend Payne and get a list,
Get a list? What'd you say?
The price list.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're going to let him tell it. because I certainly don't want to mess it up.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But I'm gonna just say I don't know nobody with a price that good. And remember, when he was last on the program and told us about our listeners, we had 40,000.
Yeah. So way to reach the masses.
Yeah,
People
I
are
mean,
still listening to radio, people are still listening to the radio.
yes. And that app is very easy, very handy. Now, speaking of radio, since 2007, we've been a part of the WTQT family. That's a local FM. And I talked with Dr. Johnson.
How is he
And
doing?
he's doing good.
Good, good.
And, of course, we're going to go back. I had not been going into the studio, but we're going to go back, not into the studio.
Oh, okay. You see me trying to get my.
Oh, no. I'm not dragging you or Mater into the studio.
I'm gonna let you know that in front of all the audience. I ain't gonna be there. Right here at the house.
We won't be live unless, let me say, now, my birthday is this month. It's August. Unless we have a donor that there's a piece of equipment that we could use that a couple of others have used that's not, doing pre-recorded that want to go live. They have invested, like the Council on Aging, for their program. And there are a couple of preachers that do live from where they are. And but really, I really, truly, and I need your help with this, listeners. And that is, it's my birthday month, and I really, really want to help our Pakistan ministry that is trying to buy some land in the country so that they can build a church. And I truly want to raise $3,000. Yes, this month in August.
It's possible.
To so they can get that land.
That's how much it costs for land?
Yes.
Yeah. You can't beat that. You can't get land for $3,000. I was like,
yes.
That's right. A bargain.
Yeah, over here you could
$3,000.
You could barely get a parking space for $3,000.
That's not even a down payment on the loan for the land. $3,000. How much land are they getting for $3,000?
Well, I don't know, because I don't know metric, and they measure everything metrically.
I would ask Google.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what. Since Brother Ephraim has asked me whether or not you donated. Yep, he called you by name. I'm gonna say,
oh Lord,
she's going to donate. Yeah, you're gonna donate something.
Amen.
And
I'm listening.
And she would certainly like to know what's the measurements for that land. I don't know if she's thinking about buying some land in Pakistan, but
wow.
She's very interested in the price of land, how many square feet, how many metric linear feet. I don't know. What do you call it? How much land can you get?
You heard my question. Country? That was my question. How much land? I ain't get all technical.
All right.
Feet diameter.
Find out. And whatever he say, I'm gonna write it down. And when we hang up, I'm a holler for Google.
Yeah, I mean, there may be a way to kind of creatively make it where people are purchasing so much land, which will help them get to their goal. That's why I was
They got
asking
to
how.
come with some cash money to get this land because right now they have what we have. They're in the middle of a pandemic,
Mhm.
so people really don't have money. And anybody that gave me a quarter in their for our feeding program, I just want to say thank you. I really, really appreciate the effort. And, rice is their staple item. And we really were able to join with others, and put in for $1,000 worth of food, which was great. You
If you
know,
can get land for 3,000, $1,000 must be a lot of food.
it's a lot of rice. They had a big, like Claudia brought a truck.
Mhm.
Just it didn't have no sides or nothing on it. They had a big truck with supplies. People was happy. And also, just like we have, you know, temperatures 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95 degrees. They have when we have a 91-degree temperature here in Baton Rouge, they're in Mouton. They have look like about 3 or 4 degrees higher. But
Wow.
the big difference is they don't have air conditioning.
Yeah. No.
So when people down here talking about I'm so tired of phase 2, I think about myself. Imagine you got to walk to the market, come on, in 94-degree weather, and their ladies, no matter whether they're Christian or non-Christian, they live in a Muslim land, so they ladies got to cover up. They ain't going down the street in no booty shorts. They got to cover up
What?
to go somewhere.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Alrighty. Well, we look forward to hearing more about this drive. And you mentioned your birthday. So are you saying this is what you would like for your birthday? For people
Yes.
to donate? Okay. All right. Well, so now
Yeah.
we're making full circle. Okay. Well, I can't wait to hear more about it and the creative way you're planning to raise these funds.
Big. One of the, I'm being real, one of the things that I used to do all the time was that I sold flower ink pens. So I will have a special gift for people who give $100 or more. And one of those things, which, when you pay the postage to have it delivered, kind of one of those things will be a bouquet of flowered ink pens. And I think that that was one of the ways that I always was able to help that ministry grow. We began with buying Bibles in Urdu, which is the language that they speak.
Hmm.
And it has been a very, very, very fruitful ministry. We couldn't keep up as fast as we would buy enough Bibles for one, for what we thought was so everybody would have a Bible. They'd have 5 more people. They continue to convert, to baptize, and to meet. And under the worst of circumstances. And
Hmm.
I know that you'll be blessed individually and collectively, especially if you get your home mission or your church somehow involved so that we can help this ministry. And look, when we first got started, Brother Ephraim was just trying to learn about more about God. and joined our Bible class.
Mm-hmm.
And now he has gone to school. He's gotten his ministry certificate. I got to show you a picture of him in the cap and gown. He's now in for his master's.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just proud of them, and it's inspiring how they can go forth, and they all, no matter what's going on, they have something good to say about the love of Jesus.
Well, I know that you're gonna try to push to make sure they achieve their goal. Did they have a deadline?
Yes, they're trying to get this done. They want to get the land bought and the facility built and furnished. Because although unlike us, they don't they use rugs. Like we have chairs and pews and all of that. They they don't have much. They use rugs, and they sit and squat. But the facility, will need altar, communion equipment, window treatments, and all of that. And this time, because where they currently meet, it doesn't have a roof. It's just walls.
Mm-hmm.
It's what I guess you call a courtyard. And they in there now. They ain't no social distancing. They squares in. Um, just a
So,
few.
so when is the deadline? I mean,
Oh,
that's what
they're trying to get it done before Christmas.
all of it. The land, the building, the everything by Christmas. Okay. I mean, it's an ongoing thing. I mean, when you first started and when you guys first met, you never thought that throughout the years it would be this. But so I'm glad that you guys have been connected and you've been able to help them and you're seeing the fruit from that. And it's not even about seeing that. It's just about knowing that when you're called to do the right thing, God enables you to do it. So if it's in your heart to help them achieve this goal, I know that God will give you the means, if not the finances, to be able to help them achieve that goal. So happy early birthday. And I'm excited about hearing more about it.
Hey man, I'm thrilled to be able to be used in some small way. You
Mm-hmm.
know, God is good, and He doesn't want. I believe now. This is me talking. I don't believe He wants us to be full of vague excuses on why we can't. And one of the things that's so inspiring is that they are about it. They about God's business. They looking for the end of time. They want to be ready to go to heaven. And they want to stand before the bow of justice and say, I told everybody about you.
Mm-hmm.
And all these I brought to come to heaven with me.
They're actively witnessing and
Actively
saving. So yeah.
saving souls.
Mm-hmm.
Amen. Without form or fashion, they just out there and in the midst of danger because they
Yeah.
make up less than 1% of the population. Now, as I understand it, people around the United States are getting ready for school.
Yes. Yeah. I know that the Catholic schools have started. Some of the charter schools started this week. I think they started on Thursday and kind of had like a very small half day on Friday. And then most of East Baton Rouge Parish, if not all of East Baton Rouge Parish, officially starts on Monday. And then of course the outline parishes are are have different start dates. But yes, interesting to see the school zones opening back up, and hearing the conversations about what this new norm is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know that the Catholic schools required their students to physically come into the schools. So they're not doing virtual learning at all. And same with, well, no. And the charter schools have opted the virtual learning, and I don't know if it's just for half a semester, and then they're revisited once we move to a different phase. And I know that East Baton Rouge Parish currently has two options. One, you can do the virtual complete for the year virtual learning, or you can opt to do the virtual learning for this first half and see what changes arise. And if they deem that they'll open up, even with the partial, they mentioned, the different ways they could potentially open schools. Well, it would be Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. You would go to physically go to school, and then Thursday and Friday you would do remote. So there's been different things, but yes, schools have actively started. I'm speaking in the terms of Louisiana. I know that in other states, schools started this week, but in Louisiana, we're actively getting started officially for sure on Monday.
Monday. So we want you guys to let us know how it's going in your area. I know that there were some schools that got started, but and they show picture of the crowded hallways. I'm like, oh my goodness, nobody didn't have on a mask. And the next thing you knew, they had an outbreak.
Yeah, I know in other states, I saw a lot of pictures of students where they were posting and actual videos of them in the hallways and how congested it was in the hallways. There were students posting them on the bus and nobody had on their masks. There were pictures of students getting off of the buses and their masks were around their, under their chin. They weren't on their face. So that was the biggest debate. People have said children are nasty. You got to remind them when they come out the bathroom, did you wash your hands? I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
big to small. I mean, high schoolers, you would think
yeah,
that you'd be like, did you wash your hands? And be like, oh, get back in there and go wash your hands. So, if you're doing damage control at home, just imagine not in front of you. So, um, it's a tough situation. And I do understand those parents that don't have the ability to really be at home. I've heard conversations about what the requirements are for attendance, and for those parents that are not able to be there to make sure that their child is signed in and sitting in front of their computer by a certain time. Those days are marked against them to the point of even them being failing. So it's just a tough situation. But we have to try to work with what we need to work with, and maybe try to figure out what options will really work best for you, not just for convenience, but for safety.
yes. And many people. This is the example I want to give all the time. Um, they're like, well, the suburbanites, the soccer moms are in a better position because they can uh, pull together, hire somebody to be either the teacher or the teacher's aide, so to speak, where they like five of them to get together. They bring their five kids, and the aide or that person makes sure that everybody is on task, and that they're following the curriculum, and that they're not cheating, and that they're not getting up for a bathroom break and really they in their bedroom somewhere playing video games. And to one individual that was, saying, oh, the great digital divide and this and that and the other. And I was like, let me explain something to you. When in my mom's day, my mom lived on a plantation. Now her family had uh, their own land, and they didn't, uh, so they grew their own crops. They didn't have to share crop or anything, but they all went to school in a one room shack. That and her cousin was the teacher. You know, the books and everything was contributed by these group of farmers, the building and everything, and um, they did well. They came to town and went to high school. In her case, she graduated from high school, went to college, got a master's degree. And for the people that it wasn't just them, for the very longest, down the uh, Alligator Bayou, it was a little building they call oh, I can't think of the name of it right now, but I'll tell you about it later. It was just a shack those farmers put together, and they got a teacher, and everybody went to school in that um, one room shack with a stove in the center. That was for heat and warmth. I mean, it was for heat, warmth, and to warm up your meal, because everybody had a little pail, and they put their little pails on the wood stove coming up to lunchtime because it was too far to go back home. And the community provided the teacher until the parish, invested in them and gave them a teacher. If those farmers who could barely make an X to sign their names could get together and provide an education for their children, we have no excuse. But guess what we like to do? We got the smartest kid in the family on the street. We want to talk about her. Oh, she homely. All she do is keep up her nose in the books. She don't know how to dress. She don't never go out. That's how we treat them. And then want to dump all the kids on her day and night. Don't give her a dime. Not a word of encouragement. She can't invest in no more books. you know, that's how we want to treat our brightest and best, rather than saying, let me get you a building. You know, I'm gonna make sure that my kids act right in your presence and respect you.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna get you an education, Johnny, because that's what you're gonna need out in the world.
Yeah, one thing that in what you said that in your words, the suburbs have adopted is what is now called the homeschool method, which has been going on for a couple of years, and people at the time said, "Oh, homeschool." People talked about it, but now we're here. So that group is an expert in this, and so those people that you were teasing and talking about, and oh, they just got her chained to the house, she can't do nothing. They have converted different areas of their houses into classroom settings. So this is an opportunity for us to reach out to people that we looked upon oddly to get the answers that we need for this time.
Yeah.
You are correct. There are plenty of people right now that have been laid off from their corporate jobs or their blue collar jobs, and they're
Or
very
they were subs.
yes.
They were substitute teachers.
They're very smart, and they have the ability to be there when you're not.
That's right.
So for those parents that are concerned about not being available and not being there, there are people that that you could
Hmm.
call.
That's
And
right.
even let's say, for example, you don't have anybody, don't know anybody. Well, there are plenty of organizations that you can contact to say, hey, I need to know who in this group has the ability to be able to teach my child while I'm
Mhm.
not there. And actually, honestly,
I agree. I didn't mean to interrupt you so abruptly, but I just want to say this a bus. But you got to invest in them. You can't ridicule the smart people, and try to figure out how you gonna get over on them, because they don't never get their nails did. Their hair might not be all fixed up. But you got to teach your kids to respect them because they've got knowledge.
yeah.
Go
Um,
on. I'm sorry.
no, that's okay. There are requirements. You cannot show up on. You have to trust me. I know you have a schedule that has to be followed. Your child has to be sitting in front of their computer in a quiet space, prepared to learn. That teacher
Amen.
is going to be looking at them from her camera to count and make sure that they are there. Some schools within the parish are requiring their students to wear certain color shirts. Make sure your child has his shirt on, or they're going to be tagged and marked. Because even though they're not physically in a classroom, they are still required to adhere to what the school's, let's say your school's uniform color was blue. They may not require you to buy that school uniform, but they require your child to be in a navy blue shirt.
That's right.
So they may still be able to wear their sleepy bottoms, but they have to have on that collared, if they say collared blue shirt, then go to the store or order a blue collared shirt. Yes, Sister Stephanie.
Amen. Listen, I gotta say this. Look, time's out for you being difficult. you know, now I spent a many a day in the classroom, and I know how moms can be very frustrated, and they figure that you supposed to be their instrument to get their frustrations out. You know your child. You know whether he gonna do his work or not. Don't act like all of a sudden that it's something wrong with the system. And call it causing a whole lot of headache, about the system. Your child is going to have to adjust, and so are you.
Mhm.
And back in the day, there was PTA and all of that. Y'all ran that out of the school because nobody didn't want to volunteer. you know, you know. You figure, oh, let her volunteer. Anyway, I did not realize that the time has really, really chunked away. So, if there's something you want to get in now, Pastor Cat, this is the time to let us know.
Well, I'll say this. Take this time to, we've said this since April, that this is take this time as an opportunity to be able to better build your relationship with your spouse, your children, your community, your family. In that time, we've had plenty. I prepared myself mentally to know that we were not going to be out of this pandemic
That's
by
right.
the time school started. I knew other people just believed that we were going to be through this, that
It's gonna be
the
over.
summer heat was going to kill it, that it wasn't going to affect the youth, that it only affected the elderly. I never fell for that tea.
Yeah.
I always knew that it's called a pandemic for a reason. And we did not take, to me, the proper measures for us to be out of it in the time that they said we were. So, with me saying that, I'll say this. a lot of people don't have the room in their homes to just make one space a learning space.
Yeah.
When I say one space, I mean a bedroom. Pick a
Mhm.
corner
A corner.
and make that corner the spot where your child will learn. My suggestion is this: it
Hmm.
not be their bedroom. A lot of people may say that, oh, well, that's the only space where I know he's going to be quiet and he's going to be still. Well, back there is probably a PlayStation, an Xbox, a TV. He can be crawling back in bed. He could be
Yeah.
looking at the ceiling. It needs to be a space where
With
it's
a chair.
a desk,
Yes.
a table, a card table. If you don't have a desk, I have seen where people are going to Lowe's and Home Depot to build a desk.
Yes.
They have found
And
patterns to make a desk.
and if
So
nothing else, if all else fails, you can have two chairs or a chair and a stool. And see, I know many a person that they really, really, really. I've been in many a home where they really, they don't have furnishings in there. And of course, not everybody sits at a table for dinner, but that's how we used to do homework.
yeah. So my closing thought is this. You can email us or call us, and I will give you my thoughts, and I will give you what I have done in my home to make sure that we have a quiet learning space. My child godson has tried to take over my office, and I will hear on Let's Talk say you're not getting it. You have a nice learning space. Amen. So if you
Well,
have any
do you
questions,
have them in the kitchen?
no, he's not in the kitchen. We have another space. We've been blessed. Now,
Okay,
he has a
look, if you got a screened in back porch, and
Sister Catherine is not suggesting that. Being a person that loves to daydream, a
oh,
porch outside looking at the squirrels and the birds and the leaf pass, that's too distracting. You need them to be
yeah,
facing
but
the
they're
wall.
gonna be. I agree, but I'm gonna just say, for all of those who have ever seen, um, the smallness of a New York apartment, and where they've got the fire escape, and that, for some people will be their classroom area. It's very, very small. But I just want to make one happy note to let you know that today is International Cat Day. Uh, you can mark your calendar. It's always on on August the 8th, and it was founded in 2002 to establish. It was to spread knowledge about the caring of cats and to encourage more people to adopt cats. And not to, I just want to give her a pat on the back. Since the flood, Pastor Catherine has been trying to see about these cats,
Oh goodness.
the feral cat that
Oh my goodness.
their person after the flood didn't never come back
Never came back.
and forgot about them cats. And she has been since the flood of what was that? The flood of 19 of 2000 what?
16.
2016 flood.
Yeah.
So I wanted to just say happy cat day to you. And
Thank you.
although your feral cats may not be able to say it to you, I want you to know meow, meow. They are very appreciative of the effort and money that you have put forth in making sure that they didn't starve to death.
Oh, I don't even think about it honestly, but yeah.
So, with that, we want to thank you all for joining us for another edition of Let's Talk. And let's make all our conversations useful. Till next time.